Hi students, here we are going to discuss linear momentum. Before going into the linear momentum, I am taking an example which you can imagine. If suppose I am having some glass pane and if I put a piece of say stone and throw it, means just I am dropping this stone on this. It is a small piece. When it drops down from a certain height, which is a very there is no effect as observed on the glass pane. Now if I am taking another piece that is a bigger piece and at the same height, that I can take this height here, I have taken nearly this height, both are having the same height, and if it is dropped, this is the glass pane. This is also a glass pane, same glass pane, and if a bigger piece of stone is dropped on it, what will happen? It will break down. It breaks. You can do this experiment if you have availability of glass, but don't try to do it like this. Just we can understand, we can imagine something. So similarly, if you see an example which we can take, firing of the bullet from a gun. If it is fired from the bullet, from the gun, a bullet is fired from the gun, it will require a greater effect to stop, greater effort to stop it, as compared to if you are throwing a bullet just like this, just throwing a stone or like this, of same mass of the bullet which is fired from the gun, which will require a greater effort to stop it, and if you throw it just like this, it will require a lesser effort. So from these two examples, we can conclude that the velocity, both are having same velocity if it is dropped from air, from some height, both are having same height. Okay. Now see here, what we are having, we have the effect of mass as well as velocity. They are having a combined effect on the motion. If they are moving, they are having a combined effect, and this combined effect in quantity is known as linear momentum. So linear momentum, which is the quantity of motion of an object in terms of mass and velocity. Okay, so linear momentum, which is simply we can say the product of mass of the object along with the product of mass of the object along with its velocity. So we can say the quantity of motion, which will be termed as linear momentum, because the velocity is linear in a straight motion, in a straight line. Okay, so what we have got? We have got the mass. Suppose we are having a mass of an object, that is going to be equals to m, and the velocity of that object, which we can take it as v. So product of these two, this we call it as linear momentum, which will be given by m into v, and we represent this momentum as p, which is equals to m into v. Now see, v, velocity, is a vector quantity, and this momentum is also a vector quantity. Now see here, what we have got? We have got linear momentum, which is the product of mass and velocity. Linear momentum, it is a vector quantity, which we can write it here. It is a vector quantity. Now the SI unit of momentum, SI unit of momentum that we can take here, the unit of mass that is kilogram and the unit of velocity that is meter per second. So finally what we are having, kilogram meter per second. This is the SI unit of momentum. So here what we have got, kilogram meter per second. This is the SI unit of momentum. Now if we go through the dimensional formula that we must know, dimensional formula, kg means mass, that is m, velocity we know that L upon T, so it is going to be m L T raised to the power minus 1. This is the dimensional formula which we are going to have for the linear momentum. Okay. Now here we are going to discuss variation of momentum when two objects of equal masses or different masses have different or equal momentum. Now we will be going to have case 1, that is equal mass, second case equal velocity and equal momentum. We are assuming two bodies, two objects or two bodies which is having one equal masses. So we can say an object which is having equal mass, this velocity is having m1, m is here v1, its velocity is v2. These are the masses which we can say. This is the velocity of these two objects, and if we go with the momentum p1, this is the momentum. Okay, this is the momentum which we are getting here. It is, this is object 1 and this is object 2. Okay, now if we go with this, so we know p1 which is going to be mv1. Similarly, if we talk about the object 2, it is going to be p2 which is equals to mv2. Now here if we see p1 upon v1 which is going to be equal to m, and p2 upon v2 which is equals to m. Now we can compare these two results. What we are getting, p1 v1 which is equals to p2 v2, or we can write in another way, p1 upon p2 which is going to be v1 upon v2. Now it is clear from here, if we are talking about this momentum which is directly proportional to the velocity for a constant value of m. If we go through this, what we are getting, p1 upon p2 is the ratio equals to the ratio of velocity. We can conclude here from this that the momentum, linear momentum, is directly proportional to the velocity of two objects which is having equal mass. And if we go through the graphical representation over here that I have already plotted over here, P and V, in between P and V, M is constant. It is a straight line. It is a straight line because it is directly proportional. Okay. So if we go through the discussion for the equal masses for momentum, what we are getting? We are getting the relationship between P and V, which is going to be a straight line. Means equal amount of change, equal momentum will change for a constant mass. M is not going to be changed. M is equal for both the cases, for both the object. Okay. Now we'll move on the next one. That is equal velocity. So again we can have here. Now what we have to change? We have to change only here object 1 which is having mass m1, it is having mass 2, both are having the same velocity v. Now the momentum is same. If we are taking p1, here it is going to be m1 into v, here p2 which is going to be m2 into v. Now here what we are getting, p1 upon m1 which is equals to v, and here we are getting p2 m2 upon v. Okay. So if we compare these two, what we are going to have, p1 upon m1 which is equals to p2 upon m2, and finally we can say p1 upon p2 which is equals to m1 upon m2. This is the relationship which we are getting here. Okay. So here what we have got, for the constant value of, I have plotted it again, I have already plotted. Now you can see here, for velocity, constant velocity, momentum is directly proportional. Momentum is directly proportional to the mass. Means again it is a straight line which is starting from the origin. So here you are getting this, the relationship between momentum and mass. If the velocity is constant up to object, it is going to be a straight line, originating from the origin. Okay. Now we will go with the third one, that is equal momentum. The third case for the two objects, equal momentum. Now if we go with the equal momentum here, what we are getting, this P1 and P2 we have to say, P is equal to M1 V1 and M2 V2. And P is here M2 V2. Okay. Now if we compare these two, M1 V1 which is going to be equals to M2 V2. Okay. So here what we are getting, M1 upon M2 which is going to be V2 upon V1. Now see here, if mass M1 is greater than M2, what will happen? V1 is going to be the lesser than V2. The velocity of an object depending on the mass. If mass M1 is greater than the mass M2, definitely the velocity of object V1, object 1, that is V1, is lesser than the velocity of an object V2. So if we go through the graphical representation over here, what we are getting? If the mass is less, the velocity is more. As we are increasing the mass, velocity is going to decrease in this way for a constant value of momentum. Okay. So we are having three different cases, equal masses, equal velocity and equal momentum. And from that we can learn that if we go through the momentum and the velocity, what we are getting is linear relationship between P and M, that is momentum and mass, for a constant velocity, a linear relationship. Now it is exponential. Between velocity and momentum, where the value of momentum, velocity and mass, momentum is going to be constant. Okay. So we are concluding this lecture over here. In next lecture we will be talking about the Newton's second law of motion. It was related with this, that's why we have considered first the momentum. What is momentum we must know, and then we will proceed for the next lecture. That will be the Newton's second law of motion. Okay.